So I was supposed to do this live a couple of days ago before the fight happened. So whatever you hear me say, I was actually gonna say a couple of days ago. This is not because the fight's happening. I said if it don't happen, I'll just do it after the fight. Yeah, but this is something I was gonna say before the fight. But yeah, I'm not gonna wait around and try to figure out what everybody else is thinking. That ain't how I look at boxing. To be honest with you, the fact that I was watching Claressa Shields before she turned pro, and now she's what, 16 fights in? That was number 16, was 17 yesterday? Yeah, that was 16. So the fact that that fight was made was such a big deal, that lets me know that she's as good as I thought she would be before she started boxing. I mean, before she turned pro. My bad, not before she started boxing. I didn't know her back then. Well, I didn't watch her box back then. But yeah, I see a lot of things people say as far as her opponents and who she's boxing and uh everything I'm hearing. Everything. First of all, she has a gold medal, two gold medals. So if you're sitting here questioning who she's fighting, then I'm looking at other people they congratulating that's women fighters. My point is, if you're a fan of boxing and you watch and you know female boxers, any of them, if you know any female boxers, part of the reason why you even watching it is because of Claressa Shields. Let's keep it a buck. Most of these people be like, oh, well, can she fight this person? You know what I'm saying? So they don't really know nothing but a couple names anyways. So they don't know whose resume is good. That's one thing I've learned. They don't know whose resume is good and who's not. They only know a couple of names. Like, why are we letting these people talk? They only know a couple of names in women's boxing. So why would? And even if they do know 100 names, they don't know who's good. They don't know who's good at all. That's what I'm finding out. You don't know who's good. I mean, we still going through questioning what Claressa Shields doing in the sport of boxing. Man. And I was just watching Serrano and Taylor fight, and I'm sitting here like, come on, man. The skill level is just not even on the same atmosphere. Not even the same planet. Like, come on, stop it. That sloppy boxing y'all be seeing right there, that ain't gold. That ain't two-time gold medal type of boxing. That's sloppy boxing. Don't even know what you're looking at. That sloppy boxing I seen. I was just watching. I'm like, cause I only watched it one time, but I went back and watched it now. I'm like, what? We questioning what Claressa Shields doing. Y'all don't know none of these people on these people's resume. Got 50 fights. You only know 2 or 3 people. Stop it. Stop it. If somebody got 50 fights and you only know 2 or 3 people, the resume is weak. I ain't finna call out no names, but y'all know what time it is. If you got 50 fights and we only know a couple of names, it's not a good resume. So I don't. So when people bring up Claressa Shields' resume, who you comparing it to? Who? Because I watch women's boxing too. Who resume is like that to the point where hers is just, especially when we talking about the first fight, from the first fight up. Everybody else fought a bum in their first fight. She ain't fought no bums. And the one person who did have a bad record had a lot of names on their resume and was hard to stop. So it is what it is, man. We already know what time it is. But like I said, everything I've seen, I figured it out a couple of weeks ago. Everything I've seen across the board, as far as what I've seen, every boxing fan ask any boxer over the years. I've seen them ask guys, "Oh, why don't you fight MMA? Oh, why don't you go up and weight? Would you go up and try to fight a heavyweight? Oh, try to fight the smaller people then. Would you go down in weight?" Claressa Shields done did so much in boxing. They don't even know what to ask her to do right now. Like that's how much of a clown these dudes is. They so clownish, trying to basically go against what she been doing in her career. Like, how about you make a suggestion about what she should do? Can't even make a suggestion, cause she doing everything. They don't even know what to ask her to do or who to fight. They don't even know who to ask her to fight. They talking about, so why don't you fight Bumgarner? Bruh, Serrano them closer to Bumgarner than she is. Why they ain't fighting Bumgarner? Rematching 2 or 3 times. For what? I mean, it was a decent fight. You know, everybody trying to be respectful. It ain't no classic like that now. Like, all right now. It ain't no classic like that now. Like, I ain't sitting here watching it 4 or 5 times. Let's cut it out now. We being nice, but I'm not finna sit here and lie. There wasn't no sharp punches like that. That's sloppy boxing. Man, come on. And we complaining about who she in the ring with. Man, please. Who they fighting though? Who they fighting? We just seen Fundora come through and sweep up everything. Boom, boom, boom. So that show you right there that they're not doing anything. Everybody like, oh, Fundora Fighter of the Year. Of course she is, because they're not doing anything. The only person who is doing something right now is everybody else and Shields. But all these rematches, nah. Oh no. We in the age now where people can fight each other, and this ain't the 90s where you gotta fight the same person 3 or 4 times. Nah, man, mix it up. Mix it up already. That's what Shields doing. And then the one person that they asked Shields to rematch, she tried to rematch. So like, what are we talking about? I don't think these people know about boxing, man. I'm starting to realize that. Do they really know about boxing? I don't know. I'm confused. Like, I really am. People talking about Serrano. Serrano can't even get past Katie Taylor. The fight close. Even if you did think she won the fight, the fight was close. Claressa Shields ain't in no fight where you like, well, I don't know who won. I think you know who won with Claressa Shields fight. Ain't no maybes. Ain't no close fight. When she fights somebody, ain't no close fight. If anybody wondering why I said she the best, when she get in the fight, ain't no close fight. Everybody else gotta have rematches. She ain't gotta have no rematch. Dominating performance every time. I seen her Vegas numbers minus 6,000, minus 2,500. Insane numbers. You'll never see stuff like that. That's Michael Jordan in Game 6 type of stuff. So I'm sitting here just watching. You said her fights are boring. You said her fights are boring? My only question is, okay, all right. Let's just say you feel like that, cool. My only question would be this. Who fights in female boxing are not boring compared to her fights? Because I seen last night, it was millions of people watching the fight last night on a Sunday night. Millions of people was watching the fight last night. They had NBA games on and everything. What female fighters are not boring? What female fighters have amazing fights? You talking about Taylor and Serrano? Like, to be honest with you, a lot of people don't remember the first fight like that. Let's keep it real. Most people that watched the fight, that when they was on the Mike Tyson card, they didn't know them from the first fight. You can ask anybody. So the performance wasn't like that, where it was like, oh man, let me figure out when they. Come on, man. Like, trust me. I've seen some things. When Claressa Shields fight, people tune in. I seen millions of people tuning in to watch the fight last night. The fight was all over YouTube. All over YouTube. I was saying it while I was live. I was like, it's millions of people just on YouTube trying to watch the fight. I'm hearing people say that her fights are boring, but do you know that millions of people broke the law last night to watch her fight? They didn't want to pay a little couple of dollars for the Zone app. So when people say she's boring, I'm like, what does that mean? That doesn't change that millions of people was on YouTube stealing, trying to watch the fight last night. I've seen Jake Paul fight on a fight card recently, and it wasn't like that. Trust me, I know. People are tuning in. I don't know if you know it or not, but women haven't been fighting on live. Wow. You can say live TV, yeah. Haven't been fighting on live TV that long. So this is kind of a new thing. Well, yeah, I'm still hearing people question her talent and her abilities. They talking about resumes. Bruh, y'all don't know resumes, bruh. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but most boxing fans these days, y'all don't know resumes. Y'all was just talking about Terrence Crawford ain't got a good resume. And he's one punch away from knocking out Canelo Alvarez right now. So when everybody talking about resumes in boxing, I don't listen to that. History proves that most of the time they're gonna be wrong. Especially when a whole group is saying the same thing, most of the time they're gonna be wrong. Yeah, most of the time they're gonna be wrong. Cause if these other boxers were really like that, they'll be telling them to go fight other boxers. I don't hear Katie Taylor telling Katie Taylor go fight Bumgarner or Carolyn Dubois. They talking about another rematch. How you gonna fight somebody for a third time after 2 straight wins? Like, man, move on. The fight too sloppy to score, I guess. At this point right now, the fight was too sloppy to score anyways. You know. People can't take a hint sometimes. The fight was too sloppy to score. You have never seen Claressa Shields in a fight like that where you're like, man, I don't know how to score the fight. She got robbed. Sloppy fight. And we're not even mentioning these other girls with big names. Like, are we serious? Y'all don't even know who these other girls should be fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows who a big fight with Serrano is right now and somebody else. They not asking for her to fight another big name. They trying to group her in with Katie Taylor for 5 more fights. Like it's Rocky and Apollo Creed or something. So I don't know what that situation is. I know the best fighters, that's females. Right now, the boxing fans are asking them to fight the best. So I haven't heard too many people asking Katie Taylor to go fight a group of girls who are the best. They're saying Serrano again. So I guess they want to see that 4 or 5 more times. They ain't mentioning no other names with them. And they talking about, man, well, the girl, Claressa Shields' fault, she's old. Serrano and Katie Taylor ain't young. They, 36, 38? They ain't young either. What we talking about? As far as in boxing years? They ain't finna make no big moves. It's over with. They gonna do a couple of more fights like this, and it's gonna be a wrap. So people that be like, oh, well, trying to compare her with Claressa Shields with other boxers, man, stop it, man. We try to be nice about it, but just stop it. Stop it. It's pathetic. Somebody coming off of 2 losses to somebody. She got 2 losses to Taylor. Even if it was close, so what? It's too close. You're not dominating. You're not on that level. Nobody questioned when Floyd beat Canelo. So you're not on that level. It's levels of this. They always want to try to compare somebody else to somebody. We know why y'all trying to compare Serrano to Shields. Move on, man. Kick rocks. When she retires, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about her like that. Just keeping it real. I'm just being honest. Cause I seen a couple of things happen and nobody cared. So I was like, all right, yeah, I see what time it is. So kick rocks with all that. Just show the person who's growing the sport right now some respect, and that's it. These other girls, they was around before Claressa Shields. And when nobody putting them on TV and trying to give them a chance. Jake Paul, remember, Jake Paul had to step in and give somebody a chance in women's boxing. That's how much everybody cared before Jake Paul came around. So just remember that. Before Jake Paul, it was Claressa Shields out here stumping for the big dogs. But before that, everybody else was eating off the same plate. Let's not forget that. I hear a lot of people running around talking about women's boxing. Oh, y'all don't know nothing about women's boxing. There wasn't nothing going on before Claressa Shields showed up. Nothing. I remember when people used to say, complain about Layla Ali being around. And we're like, she's bringing attention to the sport now. People trying to figure out what opponents and everything, like, you know what I'm saying? Now they want to do it 20 years later and act like they're doing something different and want to get credit for it. But then y'all doing trilogies with the same person. They want to act like it's spectacular in a sloppy fight that you can't even score. And try to get compared with the GOAT. After she moving up and down, people don't even know who Claressa Shields should fight right now. She done fought everybody. She running around trying to fight the best. Now at this point, we gotta say our opponent ain't good. It ain't no talent in the women's boxing. It ain't no talent. Bro, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, bro. I'm not the biggest boxing expert in the world. But from what I've been seeing, it's a lot of talent out here. It's just the ones that you paying attention to ain't fighting nobody. They fighting the same people over and over. So it seemed like it ain't no talent but I'm pretty sure I just seen Pandora get undisputed, so there's some talent in boxing right now. You know, there's people out here that's not fighting the same person over and over. Yeah, sometimes that's a good thing. That's why Usyk, he like, man, I'm used to fighting a guy one time and moving on. This all these rematches. You know, everybody think it's cool, but sometimes, man, it's like trying to remake a movie too many times. That's why the movie industry kind of messed up right now. They trying to do remakes too many times. Hey, it was good the first time, man. You ain't gotta, everything ain't gotta be a trilogy or a rematch. That's why people don't even recognize what they seeing. Like, Shields going out there dominating every time. She doing so well that people like, she ain't fighting a good enough opponent. What? How? How she ain't fighting a good enough opponent? And I think that's even thinking like that is kind of biased. Because I've seen people watch sports they never seen before. I ain't gonna bring up no names because I could bring up another person from another sport that nobody knew how good their opponents was. They didn't know the sport, but they'll call them the best. Seen it all the time. But if you just look at the skill level from the person she was fighting last night, yeah, she got some hands and size. That wasn't no easy matchup. If it was an easy fight, shoot, get in there with Shields then. That's what I'm saying. People like, well, yeah, man, she ain't that good. Well, put the person in the ring with her then. At this point, I'm smart. I know that people ain't trying to fight the best around their weight class. You can say, okay, Shields is too big. We're not in the same weight class. Okay, that's true. Fight the girls around your weight class. That's great, though. That's elite. No, you don't want to do that either, though. Okay. So I know what time it is. Yeah, so the only person that's really trying to move around and make something happen right now is the one that you see. Anybody else, as far as in boxing, the men's boxing, people say, why do I say alive, the best boxer alive? Because in men's boxing right now, we do have a lot of good talent, but nobody's in a position where they just changed this era of boxing. You know what I'm saying? We got guys who can and have the ability to if they stop playing around and holding them back, but she's changed everything. She's changed everything. She's changed everything. We got people that's losing more than her, getting paid more than her in certain fights, which I don't understand how that happens. You'll never see that in any other sport. So she has to be a nice person. Well, I ain't counting her pockets like that or anybody else's, but in certain situations, from what I've seen, other people getting paid. And the work she's putting in, yeah, she's doing more than what she has to at this point. She can retire at this point. Fight champions your first fight, like, yeah, man, you know what time it is. And then they talking about the resume. The resume? Man, y'all don't know what's going on. This is one of the best eras of women's boxing. They all fighting each other. Yeah, this is like, shoot, you can say this is one of the best eras of women's boxing. They throwing hard, sharp combinations. Yeah, this don't look like how it did 20 years ago. I don't think people are paying attention to that. I think they overlooked that. Yeah, but it's just wild to me, the respect level of certain people. That's why when it comes to these other boxers, that people just feel like you cannot criticize, I don't be caring about none of that. When you got 2 gold medals, you done fought the best. Then people questioning whether she 3-time undisputed, 4-time. It's like, dang, bro, she just out here fighting. If the stats, you know what I'm saying, add up. If the stats just stacking up like that, it is what it is. 16, 17-time world champion, it is what it is. If we talking about this better talent in boxing, I mean, make something happen. Like I said, if Claressa Shields was around Fundora's weight class right now or Baumgartner, it wouldn't be no question if she was fighting them. These other people down there, those weight classes, they ain't trying to make nothing happen. They on their way out. They ain't trying to make nothing happen. 2 years might not be around. So that's what it really is right now. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, when it comes to boxing, a lot of people holding on to the glory days. You know, they think this back in the day still. They don't understand. I'm starting to notice that. People like holding on, they just can't let go. They can't understand that You know, some of these boxers just ain't the best no more. Some of them just not the best. Even when it came to the Benavidez thing, I'm seeing all over the internet people saying, yeah, Benavidez, he's the best, man. He's good. He's this, he's that. And it's like he been the best. What are we talking about? Who was questioning whether he was the best or not? Like, why is that even a discussion? We supposed to be talking about something else right now. I'm talking about they was really down him, man. Bad. And it's the same way with Claressa Shields right now. And it's worse because she got a lot on her resume. Fighting at a high level. See the combinations, the way she countering, the way she able to eat certain punches, got a chin. Does everything well, jab what she's supposed to. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if maybe I'm turning to a boxing nerd or something. Maybe I'm tripping. But what I'm seeing, I know it ain't normal. It's not. But everybody else like, I don't know, I guess. But I gotta understand though, I just go back to my roots and I always remember that. And this is real talk. When everybody else was watching Mike Tyson, I was watching Floyd. They didn't know who Floyd was. So I always gotta go back to that. And that's real talk. I always gotta remember that. Some people catch on way later. They weren't watching Floyd when he was 18, 19, 20. That's a fact. That's a fact. Even my brother will tell you that. That's a fact. They was watching Roy Jones. That's a fact. They went from Mike to Roy Jones, and Floyd was around all through that time. So when these same people look at me and be like, well, yeah, man, Claressa Shields, I don't think, okay. Well, y'all been saying that. You know, I don't gotta wait to see somebody fight a big name or a certain name to be like, oh yeah, well, they the best. Like everybody doing with Benavidez and Morrell right now. Not to say anything bad about Morrell, but shoot, who knows? You know, Styles may fight. So he can probably go out there and lose 2 close fights the next fight. But they should have been gave Benavidez credit. Shoot, he beat the guy that Canelo got undisputed for. That's when you get the credit right there. And the fought Andre to beat him. So I don't know. I was confused by that, by what I'm seeing right now. Not really confused. Because I heard a lot of trash talk before the fight happened. But yeah, Claressa Shields, she runs a lot of boxing. She's a huge face of boxing. She's one of the faces of boxing. Whether anybody want to believe it or not, I ain't here to persuade nobody. This is going to happen. I don't just be on here talking when I go live. When I go live, I say something. And then that's what it is, what it is. I ain't on here trying to make nobody believe. It's going to happen. She one of the faces of boxing. These dudes had lives all over YouTube last night. I thought I was getting spammed or something. I was like, why? I said, why all these channels popping up I ain't never seen before about no Claressa Shields fight? You can see it now. Man, her highlights got 1 million views already. People talking about the fight boring, man. I ain't like the fight. 1 million views? It's guys who got PBC highlights up right now for pay-per-view fights that don't got 1 million views. Let me see. Hold on, let me pull it up. That's a good question. Let me go to this right now. PBC views for some of these guys. It's guys that have main event fights that I got 1 million views. I'm like, dang, she got millions of people watching right now. And bro, you gotta realize, I knew she had millions of people watching before the fight started. That's how many people were watching the fight. They talking about Claressa Shields ain't no star. Man, she one of the faces of boxing. Period. Period. The only reason people know half these other girls is because of her. Before she was around, wasn't nobody checking for these girls. That's a fact. They was not checking for these girls. People trying to act like, yeah, but she has a weak resume compared to who? Who resume is amazing? Man, please. Claressa Shields in jump weight classes more than people that's in their late 30s. And she ain't even 30 years old yet. She's not even 30 years old yet. I used to say to myself, man, why some of these other boxers ain't as big as Claressa Shields? I know why now. They can't handle the spotlight, man. A lot of these people be trying to act like they more popular than her. Oh, that's pretty wild. That's wild. Let me see him go down. Let's see. Man, Claressa Shields got views, man. She pulling in numbers. She doing numbers. She doing numbers right now. She's so big right now, they got her trying to fight legends, Hall of Famers. She trying to fight everybody. People who ain't fighting, retired. If you the best, you the best. Let me see. Let me go to these highlights. Got around 1 million. I ain't gonna cheat it. I'm gonna go to 1 million and under. Okay, we got 1 million. Tank Davis versus Ruiz, the full fight, 1 million views. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. The girl pulled in more numbers than Tank got on the highlights of a full fight. Like, are we serious? I seen the numbers she did last night. Trust me, I'm a tech guy. I seen the numbers she did last night. Nobody's not competing with her. When it comes to females, everybody who's having that conversation is for clickbait. So I'm gonna just look past it from now on, fans. I already know. You probably from the, it's something else. But as far as boxers right now, they're not doing what she's doing. You don't gotta ask her to do anything. These other guys, you gotta see who they gonna fight, and even right now, you still don't know who the next guy's gonna fight. Turkey out of Sheik got a plan, but it's not a fight that you're requesting specifically. Yeah, you're asking about Dubois and Usyk now because of his win over Joshua, but it's nothing specifically that people are looking for. And the things they are asking for, they're not getting. So that shows you that she's on a level way higher than what they're on. You're not even getting the same thing. The things you're requesting, you ain't getting. So how can guys run boxing and be the best alive and they can't get the fight that you asking for? They can't get it done. As soon as people start asking for certain fights, Claressa Shields tried to make a fight with Baumgartner. Tried to make it happen. Could have got done too. I don't know if everybody knows as far as in boxing though. Claressa Shields she tries to make a fight with anybody. Come on, man. Are we serious? People don't know the reputation, do they? She'll make a fight with anybody. And that's a fact. That's why people take her serious when she say, I'll fight Jake Paul. People like, oh, man. Because people know she's serious. So don't act like she just be talking. Like, let's stop it now. Not that I don't like the Jake Paul talk, but at the same time, the reason why people get mad is because they know she's serious. Now everybody else, I already know they be clickbait when they say it. They ain't finna get in there and fight no dude like that. She's actually done it before. Plenty of times. But yeah, man, really trying to fight the best in the sport. Like, they need to start trying to throw some names out there. She went to MMA, did that. That's something people want to see a boxer do. I mean, she's doing everything you can ask for. Everything. That's what I'm saying. The best boxers, man, they gotta have the talent and they gotta go out and make the best fights. No hesitation. I shouldn't have to wait on you to make the best fights, request them. You know, I don't want to say the best alive because, you know, we still got Terrence Crawford out here making big moves. You know, but right now, you know, you got to say with her right now. Just from what I'm seeing. This ain't no clickbait either. It's real talk. And I was saying this last week. Then I'm seeing people ain't giving her opponent any kind of credit. Oh, okay. But y'all can break down everything Morrell did in the good in the fight. But when it gets to these women fights, then people was complimenting the skill level of Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Man, stop it. Compared to that fight last night, man, stop it. Bro, it's a fact now that people don't know how to break down fights. That's why I don't even try to get into it too much. It's a lost art at this point. At this point, that's a talent people don't have at this point. I'm sitting here watching the Taylor and Serrano fight. I'm like, this is sloppy. Super sloppy. Every time somebody falling down, it ain't counting. Just a sloppy fight. That's what throws me off about the whole thing. But yeah, for people to act like they have standards right now because Claressa Shields is showing up and got a big victory, they like, oh well, I got a standard when it comes to the resume. Bro, these girls ain't got resumes like that. Then I'm seeing people talk about Amanda Serrano like she Layla Ali or something. Stop it. Come on, man. Stop it, man. And I hate to if it make it seem like I'm going at her. I'm not. But I'm not finna talk about Jeff Horn like he Canelo Alvarez. Like, bro, man, please. I ain't gonna try to go too far, but I'm just saying, bro. 2-time gold medalists, people out here questioning the fights that's going on, and we fighting champions, and people is coming out busted against sloppy fighters who really should have like 4 or 5 losses. Katie Taylor should have like 4 or 5 losses. I know she should have like 2 losses, at least. Guaranteed 2 losses. Cameron was putting them hands on her. Cameron was putting them hands on her. They talking about that wasn't a knockdown. I'm like, man, okay, man. And notice though, people don't remember all that because they don't care. They wasn't watching the fight. They trying to act like everybody was tuning in to watch Taylor versus Serrano. It was a fight I was looking forward to, you know, because I like boxing. I don't care who it is, I like boxing. But for them to try to make it seem like that's just the reason, like, man, stop it. If they would have noticed that, they would have noticed when she got knocked down and they ain't counted. Ain't nobody bringing it up because they ain't see it. They ain't watch the fight. But she got away with that. They talking about was it a slip or a knockdown? Oh man. And went flying across the ring. I'm talking about it went flying across the ring. If you would have seen Claressa Shields get hit like that, they'll have it on Twitter right now. If Claressa Shields would have got hit like Taylor did against Cameron, that would have been on Twitter right now. Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. They would have been like, this the GOAT? She trash. So when people be like, oh no, a lot of people be watching the Taylor fights. Oh, why they ain't see that part then? When she got dropped by Cameron. And got away with a victory. Claressa Shields would have went out there and watched her. She was talking about cutting weight and meeting them at a certain weight class. Man, a lot of these girls didn't want to do it. Now all of a sudden, all of them want to move up now. Y'all noticing all these girls now is moving up, fighting in the 40s and 50s now. When Claressa Shields was like, oh, I'm trying to cut and get down as low as I can. Cause you know, when women get older, it's hard for them to lose weight at a certain point. So she like, let me try to make these fights. You got older boxers who sitting around trying to stay at lower weight classes until they late 30s. Like just straight ducking, man. Straight ducking. And we talking about who on a certain level. Claressa Shields is definitely the best fighter alive right now. It's not a question. These other dudes, you gotta wait on them to set up certain fights. Nah. We giving guys too much credit for setting the sport back 10 years, 20 years. We just now starting to get the fights we want to see. Oh, man, she got dropped in the first round like that, too. Oh, man. Then the referee didn't count it. I ain't even want to watch this fight over again. Ooh, she was getting rocked, too, man. We talking about these girls on Claressa Shields level? Man, stop it. This dude Reaper, I asked one question, he ain't even answer still. These dudes we talking about what fight is not boring? Cause I know what level of boring these dudes be talking about. Cause I told everybody the Eastside Cruz fight was gonna be on point. They was sleeping on that fight. Yeah, but another thing too before I get off of here, I gotta speak on this Ryan Garcia thing because I was gonna speak on this days ago. Like I said, I made this thumbnail days ago, so everything I'm saying is old news. But right now, it just kind of shocks me how the guy, because I knew he was going to, I told everybody he's a 47. You know, people was talking about weight bully this and that. Like I said, bro, it's going to come out eventually. Everybody can try to throw their rocks and hide. But, you know, I seen a lot of pettiness last year. So I'm not gonna let everybody off the hook on this one. That's what they used to. They used to not, people not calling it out, but I'm calling it out. So they was talking about how guys are heavy and everything like that. Ryan Garcia's not fighting at 143, 44. He's fighting at 47 against Rolly. And I've been telling people that for a while now. I said, dude, he'd be lucky if he made 47. He's really a 54. It's gonna take some work to get to 47. So when he was talking about the Pitbull fight, I'm saying, man, Pitbull pulled out that fight because of the weight, man, and the testing. I don't think it was just because of the other fight being set up, because that's the fight he want. I'm like, it ain't just because of that. Because when they asked Pitbull about the fight last year, he was like, nah, I'm at 140. So he already knew Ryan Garcia went at no 140. And this was early after the Devin Haney fight. So once I'm looking at everything, I'm like, okay, this look kind of weird, man. Ryan Garcia's not really looking to fight anybody at 47, so they kind of throwing me off a little bit. You know, Eastside Cruz is not at 47. Rolly wasn't at 47. You know, a couple of other guys. So I'm like, this kind of weird. Dude fighting at 47, man, against Rolly. 147. And I knew it. I made the video a couple of like last week, 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, 47, that's weird. How's he gonna fight this guy at 147? And Rolly ain't a 47. I said he gonna go up to 47 to fight him? He's barely making 42, so he gotta move up. It's not a good situation. It's a very bad look. Very bad. You say he better walk around 168? Yeah, he definitely around 68, man. He definitely around 68. I seen him next to Canelo at the Ring magazine. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. But then I noticed, because, you know, I wore a suit jacket for a while. So I can kind of notice how big somebody is. I said, man, this dude around the same size as Canelo. Because, you know, Canelo walks around at 68 at certain points or close to it. If you look at him in the Ring magazine, I think he had a short sleeve on or something like that. He's not a super big guy. But yeah, Ryan Garcia was around the same size. And I was warning everybody. I'm like, okay, man, I understand how everybody feels about the Haney fight, but we're going to stick to the facts. This dude is nowhere near 140. So if Tank Davis fights him, he got to be at 47 and up. I've been telling people this for like the last 5 weeks. Because Tank talking about fighting him. So if Tank fight him, he got to be at 47 and up. So we talking about Tank fighting at 47 in the future. You know, we just sticking to stuff we can prove right now. What's up, Spirit Zoe? Yeah, we just sticking to stuff we can prove right now. And what we can prove is Ryan Garcia is a legit 47, but he's not fighting 47s at 47. This is what people got to understand when they say, well, you know, I like what Ryan Garcia did against Haney. Bruh, this dude is moving like he don't believe in his abilities. He don't believe in himself. He knows what time it is. This man, he ain't even going to 47 and fighting a former champion or something. He fighting Rolly at 47. So this man is willing to pull up 2 140s to 47. And I'm hearing he needed a tune-up. So Haney, he was willing to go straight into the fight. Ryan need a tune-up. So the man need a tune-up. He need to fight a 140 at 147. We don't know if he gonna make weight. And this is real talk. We don't know if he gonna make weight. He just signed up for VADA, which I knew was gonna happen because everybody's using VADA. That's why I was looking at all these guys weird last year when these dudes was talking about, man, I ain't using VADA. You finna be broke if you ain't using VADA. Everybody using VADA. If you don't use VADA, you're gonna be out here homeless. Then you might as well hang it up or become a trainer or something. But everybody using VADA. That's why when they asked Teofimo about the Ryan Garcia fight, he talking about some, yeah, if he used drug testing. I'm like, wow, you gonna drug test your best friend, huh? That's what's up. That's what's up. It's a cold game now. You gotta drug test your best friend. I thought PEDs don't matter though. So you know, all this stuff is just stuff that you can prove. It don't mean I'm picking sides or nothing like that. I mean, if I choose to, it might happen. But we just sticking to the facts though. Like his confidence is at an all-time low right now. This man, he can't even grab a journeyman at 47. We gotta realize that Devin Haney fight Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez a bad dude. Ended some careers too. Yeah, he ain't no joke. And he didn't get beat down in his last fight. So yeah, this is a good matchup for him. But him getting Rolly, come on. I appreciate the follow, dog. Yeah, him fighting Rolly, it ain't the same as fighting the Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez, one of the best Mexican fighters of this era. Rolly is Rolly. So for him to pull up Rolly, I mean, then you find your friend. You gotta think about it. This dude going out his way to fight his friend. Ryan desperate right now. When you find your friend, it's pretty crazy. But I knew that was gonna happen when they always gonna split up and fight, not try to fight each other and not be as close. I knew that day would come. It definitely happened. You know, it happened with Tank and all those guys. It happened with Ryan and, you know, him and Teofimo still cool, I guess, right now, but whatever you consider cool. But he's gonna have some trouble. Cause we gotta think about it. Like I told people the other night. Let's just say the performance by he had against Haney was real. That was a real performance. Everybody say the PEDs don't matter. Let's just say hypothetically, okay, cool. So you telling me he gonna do that 10 more times? So his next 10 fights, he gonna look like that? I'm not rolling with that. I think I'm going against that. That's how I'm gonna look at it. That's what I'm going with. I highly doubt that Ryan Garcia would look like he did in that last fight with Haney, his next 10 fights. I've been watching boxing way too long. I know what time it is. The fact that people, I'm telling you, that's what I'm rolling with. If he proved me wrong, he gonna have one of the best runs in the sport of boxing. He gonna end up being better than Tank Davis. But it's not gonna happen though. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. If he does that, that means he's gonna end up being better than Tank Davis is. But he's not gonna go on a run like that. That's all it is. That's not hating. That's not me saying I don't like him. That's not picking a side. That's scientific facts. If he goes on a run where he just wins 10 straight big fights against any top competition, he's gonna be the best of his era, probably. But that's a big if, though. That's why I'm saying a lot of people are not really thinking. I think they're trying to just win the argument, and they're gonna end up looking crazy at the end of the day. And I'm gonna be here for it. It's a lot of people that have been doing a lot of trolling. That's quiet right now. There's been a lot of trolling going on. A lot of trolling. I sat back and studied. I was like, okay. The year has started and, you know, we in a good spot right now. But there's been a lot of trolling going on. I told people about the Benavidez thing. After he won, you see a lot of people now talking about, oh, well, he's pound for pound. You know, I think he the best. He'll beat Beterbiev and Bivol. Oh, now he'll beat Beterbiev and Bivol? Oh, now he can? Wow. So, you know, some of these guys, it only take one fight, and they'll jump on the bandwagon. Same way they did with Ryan. It only take one fight. Which is going to be a good thing, though. Because whoever does get a victory over Ryan, if they're able to, they're going to be a household name. And that's going to make the sport of boxing a lot better. So we got some good things coming up in the sport over the next couple of months. Even if Rolly was able to get a upset, that would be a long shot. A very, very long shot. Possible. Rolly does have the power. Depending on what kind of Ryan you get, but like I said, it's a long shot for people to be, you know, the way they've gone in and kind of supported a lot of his things that he's done or been caught doing. They don't understand that they got to back that up. You know what I'm saying? They got to back that up. And this is a guy who basically, I don't know, because Hector Garcia, he said he couldn't see against Tank. But I still don't think that's worse than what Ryan did. Because I've seen a couple of people recently, I'm not going to lie, certain boxing matches that had things happen to their eye and they couldn't see. And it ended up being a serious injury, like Robeisy Ramirez recently. People said he quit, then he had a serious injury with his eye. But when Ryan got hit to the body, come on, man. Unless you puking all over the ring, blood or something, you good. Like, you good. But he's gonna have some tough competition to fight against. So he's at 47 right now. Like I said, I don't like his confidence right now. He's doing a lot of things online that shows that he has confidence, but his actions don't match because no way you're supposed to be fighting a 140 right now. At 47, and it's Rolly. Nah, not a guy who just lost to Pit Bull by stoppage. That's not the way to go. If you coming off a good victory against Haney fighting a former champion who just got out of a tough fight, eliminator, I think. So yeah, man, I don't like that matchup as far as preparation and the names he was going against. Pitbull was the same size as the last guy he just fought. Might have been a little smaller. But to drag him up to 47, yeah, I see the writing on the wall, man. I'm not bitter about nothing, but I'm gonna get the last laugh though. Because, bro, the trolling for that situation was just, I've never seen anything like that before. Like one fight, it might have gotten worse than the Wilder fight. I don't know. It's pretty close. I'll say it's close. I'm not gonna say it was worse yet, but because I don't know, they still be trolling hard for Wilder every day. And it's about the Fury fight too, and that was years ago. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that bad yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Now you gotta realize this is a fight that went 12 rounds. They acting like somebody got stopped or something. That's why I said, like, when dudes be talking about certain pride in boxing, man, that's cap, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. That's cap. Ain't nobody trying to hear it. The way Devin Haney put on that performance, most guys wouldn't have made it 12 rounds. So yeah, a lot of people don't understand. They do not understand. But it's gonna be a good year though in boxing. I know right now it's exactly where I knew it would be. I knew right now we still wouldn't have a fight with Teofimo set up. That's why I said, man, he got so many believers for some reason, people running around. He had the worst performances of the year last year. I think all his performances was bad. And then he turns around and people saying, yeah, well, Ennis is ducking and all that stuff. You know, I don't know if that's true or not because he still don't got a fight yet. And he was supposed to fight Norman Jr. They were supposed to set that up first. So yeah, man, I just noticed that Turkey Al-Sheikh is involved and guys are still kind of picking and choosing certain opponents. They're being real patient and, you know, they real picky right now. They're real picky. The fact that Ryan Garcia is over there making fights with Turkey Al-Sheikh and he picking through the 140s while he at 47, come on. Like, what are we talking about? This man got a PlayStation 5 sitting up there trying to put PlayStation 3 games in there. Like, that's not what we got it for. We're trying to play the 5, man. I don't understand that. But yeah, that just threw me off. Then, I already knew. I'm not surprised. You know, they saying rumors of a belt. I'm not surprised that it's for a belt, as I'm hearing. I'm not surprised. The reason I'm not surprised is I seen the man ranked like number 2 on some websites. they had Ryan already ranked number 2. Think about it. The man ain't fought at 147 yet. Before he was even signed to even fight Rolly or Pitbull or anybody, before 2025 even came around, they had him ranked number 2 at 47. And I'm just like, that's insane, man. Anybody else go out there and do a performance like Ryan? I guess it was because it was against Haney or whatever. Right now, to be honest with you, the only thing I learned from the Ryan and Haney fight is that people looked at Haney like he was Floyd, but they ain't treat him like that though. Because the credit that Ryan gets from that fight, you would think he just fought Floyd Mayweather, but it don't seem that way. Not the credit he's getting. So the whole situation is very backwards. Very backwards. It really is. But I'm gonna have a good laugh out of it though, because I already know what time it is. They can't walk it back now. They can't walk it back now. My only thing in boxing is, my only advice is, when you try to troll and you also troll with a boxer, make sure that he's somebody who's a killer in the ring. Somebody who really about that, who's gonna be hunting guys down and getting them up out of there. This ain't one of them guys. That dog ain't gonna hunt. It ain't gonna happen. That dog ain't gonna hunt, dog. That ain't gonna happen. People just realized that Keyshawn Davis was somebody who was hunting out here. He been hunting. If you look at the resume he got, his resume finna be better than Ryan's. He been hunting. But Ryan, that dog ain't gonna hunt, though. He got an expiration date on him. He gonna have a good, he gonna have a nice little career, though. He doing some good things as far as big fights. But people just trying to overlook that? Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. I'm seeing a lot of people quiet about his situation, and they like, oh, well, lawsuit, and nah, it's packed. That lawsuit stuff, that wasn't, nah. Once y'all said weight bully, my antenna's been all the way up. I'm like, weight bully? Ain't he a weight bully? So the dude who didn't make weight is not a weight bully? We don't even know if this dude can make weight yet. And these people out here trying to set up big fights. That's how much belief they got in this guy. It's crazy to me. You gotta think about that. The man ain't even made weight yet. And they like, yeah, he should make this fight. The man ain't made weight, man. I mean, y'all ain't been keeping up. He can't make weight. What you understand about that? Nobody's interested. How would Pitbull look fighting Ryan at 47? The fight was never going to be able to happen. I told people. That fight would never be able to happen with this man trying to fight little Pitbull. Pitbull looked little against Ryu at 40, and Ryu was a 35 with him. They both moved from 35 at the same time. Pitbull had one fight at 40, and then Ryu had no fights. The first one was with Pitbull, and they had just came from 35 the same year. But yeah, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, bro, you letting it, y'all gotta realize too. And I'm gonna just dissect this a little bit deeper for y'all. But y'all gotta realize too, that was the first time Ryan had the fans on his side since his career started. He got a lot of fans, but most of the people who know him for boxing professionally was trolling him. If y'all go back to his comment section, well, I think they gone now. But the comment sections when he was posting like before the Tank fight, they was trolling him badly. Then after the Tank fight, it got worse. But yeah, he was about to crash out, man. Ryan was about to. Yeah, he did everything he could to win that Haney fight. What? People don't understand that. He was finna crash out after that Tank fight. He wanted to sue Oscar and y'all don't remember he was complaining? Why would your own team not believe in you? And everything else. You know, pulling the Karen move. Everybody forget that though. He was saying that before the Duarte fight. So I'm like, man, people ain't even paying attention to the whole situation. This is deeper than what y'all realize. But it's too late now. They done pushed him out there now. Yeah, he's never had this kind of support. So all the likes he gets, y'all gotta realize he don't really get the same amount of likes when he's not talking about Haney. If he's talking about donate the Red Cross or something, they like, man, well, shut up. But he's like, yeah, you know, he'll troll Haney or something. They'll hit the like button. But that's about it. You know. It's kind of sad that a certain point your name can't stand alone though. That's still not a good look. So he's not really validated like that. His name alone don't really have validation like it does when they talking about him landing a left hook or something. That's why they're trying to push it off as long as they can, but he's gonna have to get in tough fights eventually. And notice this too. I'm gonna throw this out there too. Notice how Ryan Garcia promised that he was gonna fight the Japanese guy, but now he got a fight set up with what's his name? With Rolly and Devin Haney. Mind you, he just said recently, I'm gonna fight the Japanese guy. I'm gonna fight him. Where is it? Didn't Ryan say he's gonna fight Impo? Let's see. You notice ain't nobody asked Ryan about the injury he got. Didn't he just have surgery or something? Man, these dudes be out here capping, man. Let me see. They still reporting on this fight, man. Postpone. Say he got suffered a wrist injury. They say he was pulling out of the fight. He sustained a hand injury. Seen by a doctor. Yeah, yeah, he was talking about fighting him in the next fight. Where is that? Sorry for the any inconvenience, and a big sorry to Info. You would have to wait for your humiliation, but it's coming. So y'all gotta realize, he was always ready to fight an exhibition. He was talking about fighting an exhibition at the Tank. They gonna see what time it is. They gonna see what time it is. The man has weight issues, man. He's at 147. You gotta think about it like this. This is how bad it is right now. The man at 47 right now, right? The man is at 147. And we still gonna probably have to wait until 2026 until he fights a natural 147. Think about that. Ryan Garcia is at 147, and we won't see him fight a 147. A natural 147 until 2026. Man, if Vegas come out and have this man as an underdog, I'm not betting on this fight. I'm not even entertaining it. If they have him as an underdog when the betting odds come out, I'm not entertaining it, man. We got to wait a whole nother year until he fight at 147. Think about that. It's gonna say 147 when he's fighting these guys. But these guys were just at 135 2 years ago. Was just at 140 a year ago. And guess what else? He's been above 140 plenty of times when he's been fighting recently. So he hasn't been at 140 in years. Just all bad right now. Very bad. The man hasn't been at 140 in years. He's about to fight at 147 against somebody who is not a natural 147. So when he does get in front of a natural 147, what is he gonna do? And people was talking about him and Terrence Crawford. Man, stop it. And you know what people's excuse would be? Oh, he needs to adjust at 47. And he was talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop the trolling. He is not ready to fight no Terrence Crawford. That's why I love boxing though, man. You always gotta show up, man. You always gotta show up. And then the thing about it is, it's always gonna be hype and pressure. See, right now, it's a lot of indirect hype. You know, they don't care who really would have dropped Haney, but the fact that it was Ryan Garcia, you know, it's good because Tank just dropped him. But it's gonna put more pressure on Ryan though, like I'm saying. This dude ain't never get the support like this from the fans like this. And we just talking about overall for his career. He gonna have to show up. He gonna have to show up. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on him to show up. I'm telling you. And he's not a technical boxer. He hasn't gotten better. He hasn't really outboxed a lot of people. He's only gotten them with the knockout. Then he didn't stop Devin Haney. So how much power does he actually have? And like I was saying recently to a lot of people, shoot, Tank couldn't get down Devin Haney, but Ryan did. I don't know about that. If I'm a Tank fan, I don't know. Better hope that billionth of a gram did something. Because that ain't making sense to me. Ryan cracking harder than Tank now? Yeah, everybody ain't noticed that. They been laughing the whole time. But they ain't noticed how Ryan sitting around here throwing more power punches, harder shots than Tank. When that start happening? Yeah, people trying to win an argument. Now they didn't argue against a point that they don't believe in. They can say, well, no, Ryan ain't got more power than Tank. He knocked down Haney and y'all said that Ryan got power. Y'all trying to act like the PEDs didn't matter, so now y'all openly admitting that y'all think Ryan got more power than Tank. Oh, y'all will never be able to win an argument with me. Just thinking about that just now, just every time I think about that point, it's just, bruh, it's a waste of time talking about boxing with certain people. They didn't argue their own point away. They done ran around and told the whole world, yeah, man, Ryan ain't did nothing. This man that went down there and got more knockdowns than Tank did, and they gonna validate it. But then say the man ain't got more power though. That ain't what you said before. Talking like this man got extraordinary power. But I've been reading up up on some things, man. Trying to think. I ain't gonna discuss those. But yeah, I've been reading up on some things. I'm not just talking either. People who know, they know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'm definitely not just talking. Nobody been discussing the 140 thing. The only thing I've been discussing as far as Ryan Garcia is weight. I said 147, 147. That's the only thing I've been saying. I've been actually saying that more than the P.E.D. situation. I just been focusing on the weight. I'm like, for him to be at 47, come on now. We got people out here making up excuses talking about he needed help to lose weight. He needed certain things to lose weight. And I'm like, okay, what if he don't got it right now? Does he still need it to lose now this time? And that's another thing too. People be answering questions for guys that you really don't know the answer to. Like, some stuff you can kind of, you know, it'll make sense, but that don't make no sense. How you know that? If he needed help with weight last time, how you know about this time? I don't understand that. If he needed help last time, what about this time? But I think from now on, the questions about him is not going to be asked. I think everybody gonna just react and see what happens. But I won't wait that long. I usually do that, but well, actually, I don't usually do that. That's why I went ahead and put all my Morel and Benavidez videos out now. I mean, last week, so I can go ahead and move on. I'm behind right now, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I was talking about this Ryan Garcia thing recently. I'm like, dang, this dude getting rolly at 47. I mean, it's the perfect scenario. He getting a tune-up. And then people talking about some Haney need to take a big fight next fight. Haney needs to take a tough fight. He needs to fight a name the next fight. Then Rolling name pop up, everybody talking about the press conference. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't no. Come on, man. Yeah, a lot of these guys' fans ain't they don't understand the background of everything. I've been watching Rolly for years, man. He ain't that funny to me. I ain't going at him or nothing, but that stuff he be doing, he ain't funny. I watch Those the same thing God do on Friends. Yeah, that personality ain't really that funny to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of too stale for it, but after a while, when you lose, it ain't nothing funny about that, especially in boxing. Definitely, it's not funny. You know, after a while, when Bronner was doing it, it was like, nah, man, come on. We gotta see you show up, man. It's cool to crack a few jokes, but this ain't it right here. Yeah, but that surprised me the way they moving around. But when I seen everybody, oh, they saying anyway fighting in June. Okay. I told you they already got his fight set up. No way. Huh? No, hell no. Let me see some. Let's talk about some news right now. Hold on real quick. I need to see something real quick. This is very important. No way this is true. Man, what is going on right now? Oh man. Oh, there's some crazy fight news coming out right now. I seen it earlier, but dang, y'all see it in a minute. I'm yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta do something. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through. I might be live for like 15 minutes or something if I do something, but I got some fight news coming out right now. Something I was actually talking about 2 days ago, actually. But I'll probably be back on the live probably in 10 or 15 minutes or whatever. It won't be long. I know it's late, but yeah, it's some news that just came out that definitely is surprising right now.